Let's have some questions. There's one there. Very quick on the draw. Have we got microphones? Is there somebody over there? Where are the microphones? Okay, there's one there. And then if there's another there's a hand at the front here if there's another microphone, but let's have your question meanwhile. Can't hear you. Let's see if this microphone works while we're waiting. Sir at the front?
Yes, go ahead.
We can't hear you.
Okay, we'll work on mics.
Try your microphone now.
Let's try the first guy.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Great. My name is Sachin Tapadia, and I'm a founder of a recently launched company called Local Circles. The idea is to build a local social network to improve daily life and make credible information easily available. Things like how do you find a good pediatrician in central Delhi, or how do you get your child admitted into a particular school.
Sure.
Things not available through regular search. I'm not marketing here. The platform has been built globally, but the first market is Indian and our investors are Indian. Here is the challenge that we face, and I hope to hear from you in this. So India has very limited
question because we want to get lots of questions.
India has very limited expertise in terms of social media investments because we haven't built platforms like Facebook and LinkedIn. So the expertise lies in America, and the investors lie in America, while the market is Indian. How can companies like Google, who are global, play a role in assisting companies like these and helping them move forward?
Well, the Google answer would largely be to try to use as many of our platform products as possible. So try to use Google+, our APIs, all of that as you can in your architecture.
40% of our company runs on Google, the remaining 40% runs on Amazon.
Good. So hopefully we'll improve our percentage. So in general, you're well served by using, and Amazon, by the way, does a fine product as well, using these modern cloud-based services. I disagree with you that you're hampered by the lack of social knowledge. You have everything you need. You have incredibly smart people who have local knowledge of how the city works. What do people really care about? And all of these social apps that you're describing have the property there about solving a problem I have. So if I were running a startup like yours, I would sit down and I would walk around, I would spend a whole day with my team, wandering around and asking questions, what problem can I solve right now? Where's my doctor? Where's my store? How do I get the drugs delivered? How do I get some money to pay for it? And I'd solve all of those in a very simple UI. You're going to do great.
Yeah. I want the person whose microphone didn't work, and then let's have a question from over there. And we've had two men, so if we can have a woman, please. Yes.
You have two mobile operating systems, but now that Chrome, Android, and apps are all being headed by the same person, should we expect one of them to go the Google Reader?
No, is the answer. We don't make decisions, some companies do this, but we don't make decisions based on who the leader is. We make the decisions at Google based on where the technology takes us. Chrome and Chromium are the world's best HTML5 authoring and development systems. If you're not using Chrome as an advertisement, for example, right now, you should be using Chrome. It's faster, it's safer, it's more secure than any of your other browser choices. In Android, which is primarily a Java-like development environment, it solves a different problem. There will be more commonality for sure, but they're certainly going to remain separate for a very, very long time because they solve different problems.
Right, have we found a woman over here? Is there a woman over there? There's a woman there in the middle. Can we get one microphone to the woman in the middle there?
I have
and
one.
Meanwhile, you've got a microphone.
Yes.
There's a woman with a microphone. Fantastic. Let's.
Hi.
Yes,
Google came out very strongly in favor of net neutrality when the
Yes.
debate began in 2006, but after that it feels like there's been some doubt about the company's position. Could you talk a little bit about that, particularly with what happened in France recently?
I have not seen the text of the French law. Google's general position is that we're in favor of a particular kind of net neutrality. We don't want a content owner that also owns a network to unfairly prejudice or boost, if you will, their content compared to the other content, because we don't think that serves the end user very well. It's fine, for example, to have differential policies for differential kinds of traffic. And that's been our policy for a very long time. The best solution to network neutrality is huge competition. As long as there's lots of competitors, none of the players can get involved and do these sorts of things. So our real position is to have 3 or 4 mobile operators, 3 or 4 broadband operators, and more importantly, to have them have different and orthogonal technology strategies. So not everyone using exactly the same 3G distribution architectures or the same broadband architectures. So having a multi-layered approach of competition is the best defense on all of these issues in our view.
Right, is there somebody over there with a microphone? If there is, stand up. And man or woman, I don't mind over there.
I have a mic here. Can I go?
Yes?
Hello. Yeah. So I'm Shrey Malhotra and from Google Developer Group, New Delhi. So my question is, what we have seen as developers is the devices that land up in the US, basically the Nexus series and other devices by Google. These devices are usually low-cost devices and high-performance devices, but they never come to India and other countries in Asia. So any comments on that? Why do people like developers like us don't get those?
This is something that we're working on. Part of the problem is our products are more expensive than they should be here in India. Sometimes it's certification issues, but it's a known problem, and I do apologize. We are working on it. We want to fully serve this market.
We probably do for a woman now, but I can see actually Mr. N. Ram is over there. If we can get a microphone to Ram, the former editor of The Hindu. And then I want a woman from over here because we're 5-1 at the moment.
How long do you think it'll take before general newspapers find some kind of sensible, stable business model to carry on? Because there have been many debates in mature media markets, especially in the US, on the future of journalism. Will there be a future for journalism? So what's your thinking on how long it'll take and whether it'll come from paywalls or ad-led or whatever? What's your thinking?
You know, this problem has been around for more than a decade. And newspapers, which are the heart of, I think, democracy, had sort of 3 sources of revenue. They had static ads, they had circulation, and they had classifieds. And they were also, so all of those declined in various reasons because of the internet and viewing patterns and so forth and so on, and demographic issues. At least in America. It's better in some other countries. It's doing particularly well here in India. I think it's also doing very well in Britain, so that's to your credit. The increase in cost of newsprint, cost of labor, expensive new printing plants, that sort of stuff has certainly made it more difficult. We have a couple of very, very good examples. In America, I can give you 2. One is Politico, which emerged as a sort of online only with a newspaper attached, primarily ad supported. Another one was the Huffington Post, which again has gotten a lot of readers. So a reasonable model is that new starts are probably going to be advertising supported because they'll go for the widest audience and they'll make small amounts of money in advertising. A reasonable prediction is that the incumbent businesses, which already have subscribers in the form of print subscribers, will transition them to online subscribers. So I think that's kind of a reasonable state for most countries. I want you to think about 5 years from now or 10 years from now. What will your average reader look like? That average reader will have an ultra-powerful tablet. They'll have a subscription on that tablet. The knowledge that's in that tablet about them and the things they care about will be incredibly much greater than the newspaper of today. And it'll be possible, reading a story, to go infinitely deep about the origins, the history, the positioning, the debate. And so the evidence is that newspapers will thrive, but they'll thrive in this new model. And they'll have subscriptions, sponsorships, and in some cases free model. And I think that's a very predictable thing. The newspapers that have been most affected are the ones in the middle. They're not completely local, but they're not national, and they're not in a big city. There's always going to be a place for newspapers on people sitting in subways and in crowded buses and so forth and so on, or the tablets. It's harder to argue for the overstressed suburban mom driving in the car with the 3 kids, screaming at her, who has a tough job anyway, and how much time she's going to be able to read the newspaper. And that's where I think the real issues have been.
That was such a good answer and such a hopeful answer that we're almost out of time. So I'm going to have to disappoint, especially as we teed up people to. We've just run out of time for questions. And we've got 17 seconds left, and I've got 5 questions left. So
okay, go ahead.
We'll just make this quick.
Pretty good quick answers.
and it's all about choices, the choices that you were made. Well, you said you had to make tough choices now, so I'm just going to ask you some quick choices.
Sure.
Kindle or BlackBerry?
I'm a BlackBerry user because I like the keyboard, although BlackBerry is slowly in trouble.
Facebook or Twitter?
Twitter has a more distinct model because of the celebrity and publishing model. Facebook is in a transition, and I don't know enough about what they're transitioning to. I will tell you that if you have a billion users, you can make money.
Amazon or Apple?
Well, of course, I was on the board of Apple, so I have a soft spot for Apple. They're both going to do well. Apple will continue to be a tremendous technology innovator and build beautiful products, regardless of the market share of the products, and that's a great strength. They will continue to be that innovator. Amazon has well passed any expectations of its ability to change distribution and marketing. They're an important Google partner, and I think compete with us as well.
iPad mini or iPad?
iPad, I have both.
iPad. You don't like the little one?
It's too small.
That's the point of it.
Well, you should have told me that before I bought
okay.
it. But frankly, if you take a look at the Samsung 10-inch tablet,
Yeah.
notice called the Nexus 10, I would have a chat look at that.
And final
More
question.
apps, more scalable, more secure. Sorry.
Final question, India or China?
In the short term, India gets all the attention. China gets all the attention. The math favors India.
Great.
And I'm a mathematician.
We'll finish there. Big hand, Eric.